Hello everyone, this is Ravindra Dundra and welcome back to my channel. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about class 10th geography chapter number 7, that is Lifelines of National Economy. So before we discuss about what are these lifelines of national economy, let me tell you an example. So you know that we use a different kind of things in our daily life, taking from a book, pen, watch, it can be anything. So lot of things we use in our daily life. We can say simply we use a lot of goods, and where these goods are manufactured, they are manufactured in factories, but no humans, or you can say not many people directly go to the factories and buy all these goods, but instead what we do is that we go to the markets and buy these goods. So from factories to the market, how these goods are being supplied, that means they are not traveling on their own, they require some kind of transportation. So here from factories to the market, there is something which is very highly required, that is the means of transportation. So the means of transportation plays a very important role in supplying the goods from the place of production to the place of where people buy and people come and buy their goods. So here the factories are producing the goods and markets are selling the goods. So from factories to the market, there is something which is highly required, as I told, that is transportation. So therefore this transportation is the prerequisite for fast development of any country, not only our country but it can be any country. If we want to develop, means the goods which are produced in the factories, they need to be transported to the market, so that there will be a more and more movement of the goods. At the same time, circulation of money takes place, and at the same time country will be in a development path. And how this transportation takes place is that this transport can be over three important domains of the earth. So what are these three important domains of the earth? So there you can take this land, water as well as air. So these are the three main important domains where the transportation can be taken place. So if you can see, the means of transportation can be over three different things. One is land, water as well as this air. So if you take land, again we can find three important types of transport, that is mainly the roadways, railways as well as pipelines. Then if you take water, it can be inland waterways as well as overseas waterways. What are these inland waterways? Means if we are traveling within the country in a river, in a lake or in a pond, we call them as this inland means of water transport. And overseas means crossing the oceans to go to the other country. It may be on the bigger ships or it can be on boats. Then the next means of transport is through air. So air, you all know airways we have, and these airways can be of again two different types. One is the domestic as well as the second one is this international. Again these domestic airlines can be again further divided into two different types. One is this public as well as this private. So these are the three important domains of the earth where the means of transportation can take place. And not only transportation, if you want to transport goods from one place to other place, not only we require the land, water or air, but apart from that we also require something known as this communication. That means suppose a person is staying in the place called A and the other person is staying in the place B. So if some type of goods, if they want to be transferred from A to B, first they need to communicate with each other. So apart from transportation, the communication also plays a very important role. So basically this transport and communication are playing a very important role in performing something known as this trading, or you can say if you want to do business, if you want to do trading, two important requisites are transport as well as this communication. So that is the reason what they say is that transportation, communication and trade are complementary to each other. That means if one is not there, the other cannot work properly. So if communication is not there, transport cannot take place properly and trade cannot happen. So they all are interdependent upon each other. So here in this chapter, what we are mainly trying to discuss is that this chapter will discuss how modern means of transport and communication serve as the lifelines of our nation. That means the modern means of transport which is required to transport goods from one place to other place, and at the same time communication. So how transport and communication plays an important role as a, or you can say how they serve as a lifelines of our nation. So in this, first, we'll talk about the land transport, and that too about the roadways, then followed by railways, then pipelines. Then we go to the other means of transport such as on the water as well as in the airways. Then later on we'll discuss about the communication, how it plays a very important role. So first now we will discuss about the roadways. Let us discuss in detail about this roadways. So India is, as you all know, that it is one of the largest country in the world, so therefore it requires a lot of roads. So here if we take at an average, India has one of the largest road networks in the world, amounting about 54.7 lakh kilometers of road network is existing in India. Then if you compare with the railways, usually railways have succeeded over these roadways, but still there are some advantages with the roadways when we compare with the railways. So let us see what are the advantages of this roadways when we compare with the railways. So first and very important thing is that construction cost is lower. That means if you take the construction cost of railways, it is very high cost when it compared to the roadways. That means construction cost is very high in railways. At the same time also takes lot of time will be taken in construction of railways. But if you take the roadways, the construction cost is lower. That is one advantage. Then roads can traverse undulating topography. That means if you take some of the areas which looks like this, so we can easily construct the roadways in between the mountains, or we can easily traverse means we can easily pass through these mountains, or you can easily get in through these undulating uneven surfaces. But if you take the railways, it would be very difficult to construct, it would be very difficult to cross these mountains, or you can say undulating places. And the next also says the same thing, roads can traverse mountains easily. That means if you take in Himalayas regions, you can find only roadways which can be used in as a means of transport. Why? Because the construction of railways in the mountain or hilly regions is very difficult. At the same time it is costly. Then if you take the other advantages, if you take that road transportation is economical, that means when we compare with the railways, it is somewhat cheaper. In what ways? In what ways it is cheaper is that transporting few persons and goods to relatively shorter distances. That means suppose two villages are there, village A and B. So if you want to transport goods from A to B, which are located in a remote area, it is not good to construct, or it may take long time to construct railways, as well as it is a costly process. But if you simply construct a roadway, you can transport goods, persons from here to here with a lesser cost when we compared with the railways. So that is what it says, road transportation is economical. That means less costly for transporting few persons and goods to shorter distances. For longer distances, of course, the railways is cheap and best, but transporting goods from one place to other place which are very close to each other, the best method is roadways only. Then you can take, it provides door to door services. That means each and every house is very well connected with the roadways if we compare with the railways. You can say railways, they connect only main cities, that too some important places. But if you take the roadways, each and every house is having some or other kind of connection to the roadways. That is one advantage. Then they provide link between railways, airways as well as seaports, which means in order to reach the railway station, you need a roadway, and in order to reach airport, you need a roadway, and at the same time in order to reach the seaports also you need these roadways. So therefore you can say it is providing some kind of link between railways, airways as well as these seaports, which is also one of the biggest advantage. So people directly cannot go to airport, or they cannot directly go to seaport or railways without the use of roadways. So from this, what we can understand is that there are many advantages of roadways when we compare with the railways, which are mentioned here. So next we will discuss in detail about different types of roadways in the country. let us discuss in detail about these different types of roadways. So these roadways are basically, they are classified into 6 groups. So in that, the first one is this golden quadrilateral super highways, which means this golden quadrilateral means, you can say quadrilateral, which has this 4 sides. And what are the cities that it connects is that these roads links the major cities such as Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai and Delhi. So if you can see in the map here, it is starting from Delhi, then Kolkata, then Chennai, Mumbai as well as Delhi. So here it forms something like a quadrilateral. So that is why this highway which connects the cities from Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata are known as this quadrilateral highways, or you can say golden quadrilateral super highways, and they are linked by this 6-lane super highways. That means you can see on the road, which suppose if this is a divider, here you can find 3 lanes on one side, 1 2 3, and at the same time here also 3 lanes. So total 6-lane highway which connects Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. And the main aim of this project is also to link the north and south corridors. That means you can take northern part of the country, Srinagar, till Kanyakumari, and at the same time east-west corridors. Eastern side you can take this Silchar, as well as in the western side you can take this Porbandar. So in order to link these places, or you can say north-south corridor, north to south, as well as east-west corridor, this golden quadrilateral superhighway has been built. And the major objective or the major aim of this golden quadrilateral is that to reduce the time and distance. So by using this golden quadrilateral, we can reach the place within short time, and at the same time the distance can also be reduced. And these projects, the golden quadrilateral projects, are implemented by an organization known as NHAI, National Highways Authority of India, which builds this golden quadrilateral super highways. So next we will discuss about this other different types of roadways in the country. Let us discuss about the other important types of roads. So in that we will discuss about this national highways. So what are these national highways? Are that these national highways, they link the extreme parts of the country. You can take almost each and every corner of the country, you can find these national highways. You might have heard about national highway 1 2 3 7 8 etc etc. So almost there are a lot of highways which connect the extreme parts of the country. Then the next thing is that these roads are laid and maintained by, that means these roads are constructed and maintained by an organization known as this Central Public Works Department, which constructs at the same time which also you can say maintains. Then the next thing is number of major highways are there in the country, as I told, which connect the extreme parts of the country. Among them, the national highway number 1 is named as Sher-Shah Suri Marg, which connects between Delhi and Amritsar. You can say NH number 1 is named as Sher-Shah Suri Marg between Delhi as well as Amritsar. Then the next very important type of roadways are this state highways. These state highways, basically the roads linking state capital with the district headquarters. Suppose any state capital, they want to connect with the different districts, means these roads will be constructed. And who will construct these roads are, you can take this State Public Works Department, which constructs at the same time maintains these roads. Then the other type of roads are this district roads, which are constructed to connect the district headquarters with the other places in the district, and these are maintained by this Jilla Parishad. So next we will discuss the other important roadways in the country. Apart from this national highways as well as district roads, we have other roads. So what are these other roads? Are basically these roads which links the rural roads, which link with the rural areas and villages with the towns. That means, once again, if you say the other roads, they link the rural areas, or you can say all the villages with the nearest towns. And these other roads are also known as this rural roads. And these rural roads, they receive special support from a scheme known as this Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana, which maintains and which constructs the roads in order to link the villages and rural areas to the nearest towns. And apart from that, the main objective is that every village in the country is linked to the major town. That means the main aim of this PMGSY scheme is that it tries to link every village in the country to the nearest, or you can say major town in the country, so that the mode of transport can be easy, and you can say they can access the important facilities which are available in the cities. So that is the reason why this scheme has been implemented. Then apart from this, we have other type of roads known as this border roads, and these border roads are basically constructed by an organization known as this Border Road Organization, which was established in the year 1960. In short, we also call it as this BRO. So what is the main aim is that it constructs and maintains the roads in bordering areas for strategic importance. That means especially it constructs the roads in the north and northeastern parts of the country to have some strategic importance. That means to maintain some kind of relations with the bordering countries in connection with the trade and transport of goods. So that is the reason why this organization called BRO constructs the roads, and at the same time it would be easier for our military people to to move from one place to other place. So this Border Road Organization was established in 1960, which tries to construct the roads in the border areas of the country, and especially you can take in the north and northeastern region. And apart from all these roads can also be classified in two other different ways, that is metalled roads as well as this unmetalled roads. So metal roads can be made up of cement, concrete, coal, tar, it can be anything. So that is why these metal roads, they are also known as this all weather season roads, whereas these unmetalled roads may not be functioning during the rainy seasons. So that is about this metalled and unmetalled roads. So with this we have completed about this roadways. In the next lecture we will discuss about railways in detail. Thank you.